Hey everyone, Josh here, and I'm at the beautiful, sexy new bar lounge in Hell's Kitchen called Industry. Today's show is going to be a really fun mixed bag. Not only are we going to chat with one of the owners of Industry, Bob Pontarelli, who is one of the men responsible for setting the bar for New York City nightlife, but we're also going to take a special look at one of my favorite organizations, Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, and their star-studded winter event, the Gypsy of the Year contest. But first up is the Bravo TV reality star and my favorite salon stylist, star of Tabatha's Salon Takeover, the straight-shooting Tabatha Coffey. So I'm lucky enough this morning to be sitting here with Tabatha, and I get to ask her 5 questions. So here we go. First question really is, how did you end up coming from Australia to getting to this point here? Like, what was your journey like?
Very long. I left Australia and actually went to London because I wanted to further my hairdressing career. So I had a stop in London, left Australia, went to London, worked for many years in London, retrained, worked for great companies, blah, 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 and then came to America because my mother was here. She was living here. She'd remarried and she was here. And then really didn't know what happened and started working because I thought it was a great way to meet people. I missed not hairdressing, and life kind of takes over, and here I am 15 years later.
And how did you transition into a TV celebrity?
I'm really lucky. Well, you know, I was on Sheer Genius on Bravo, the competitive hairdressing competition. I didn't win. I did win fan favourite, but I didn't win the show. And when it was all over, I got a call from Bravo, and they said, "Can you come and meet us for lunch?" And I thought they were going to, I don't know, rip up the contract and, you know, say it was lovely to meet you, bye-bye. And they asked me if I was interested in doing my own show.
Wow, well, you know I'm a devotee, as I said before we started taping. I love the show, so congratulations.
Thank you.
And, you know, I cannot wait for the next season to start. But one of the things, as we were talking about earlier, is like, now I go into salons and I'm much more picky about it because of what you've shown us. What are the 3 things that we should really be looking at when we walk into a salon?
Absolutely cleanliness. You know, to me that's number 1, because if the salon is filthy, to me it just means that everything is falling apart. People don't care, otherwise you couldn't work in that space. So definitely cleanliness. I think it's really important the way you're greeted. If you walk into a salon and there's a receptionist and, you know, they're smacking gum or eating behind the desk and totally ignoring you, they're probably not caring about the clients very much. And the stylist, I think the appearance of the stylist is really important. Are they screaming across the salon at each other? Is it all about them and their drama, or do they look like they're focusing on the clients and doing great work?
Now, you've traveled obviously all over the place in hundreds of different salons. Is there one moment where you were just like, this is an absolute hair disaster?
You'll see a couple this season.
Oh yeah?
Look, I get all nervous now. I'm like, oh, the palms are sweating. It's bringing me back. It's like a flashback. You'll see a couple this season where it felt like it was so out of control that I didn't really think people would be able to change enough to bring it back on track again.
And so you can't really, we need to watch.
You need to watch, but I mean, Provincetown was really, I went to P-Town, which was amazing because it was P-Town. It was a real struggle though. The salon was just a huge struggle for me, and I spent a week in a children's salon. Tabatha in a children's salon.
Like one where they stick you like in a, like, you know, like a fire engine or...
Yeah.
How was that?
That was long. That was a really long week. I mean, everyone knows children and Tabatha. Not so much here. I mean, it was a great business thing, but it was really hard. And the hairdressers just were really miserable and didn't like children, and you could tell that they weren't passionate about anything. But to work with children, you have to like it or enjoy that aspect, obviously, of the business.
Absolutely.
And they were just totally miserable.
Oh, wow. That's like a pediatrician hating kids.
Exactly. It was awful.
Now, what would you say is your favorite part of the job?
Making people feel good about themselves.
And you know, that's one of the things I have to say, you know, that I absolutely love about the show. You come in and you know, just bust in there and, you know, you take no prisoners, and yet at the end, it's really beautiful and heartwarming, and you're an incredible sort of supporter of these people, and I think that, you know, that's a really important part of your show and who you are and what you do. And I think also you're this really formidable force on television, and you know, as we mentioned, everybody in our office is lining up to take photos with you. You're so loved here, and as this like openly gay woman, do you see like any? I mean, like, it's sort of a two-part question. This is my way of actually asking a sixth question. Do you feel that responsibility, and two, like, what would you say to like these young gay kids as they're coming up and sort of thinking like, hey, like, can I do this? Can I not do this? Where do I fit in?
I feel huge responsibility. I have to say, if I don't think I'm a celebrity, I don't particularly like that term. I think that's reserved for actors and actresses and Isabella Rossellini and people like that. But if my celebrity, notoriety, whatever it is, can do one good thing, then it's hopefully able, especially young gay teens, to feel comfortable and proud of who they are. I just think it's such a hard time for anyone to be young and trying to find out who you are. When you're young and gay, it can feel like your world is crashing down around you because it's so confusing and there's so many different messages going on. And I think it's great to have role models out there. So I get a lot of, you know, Facebooks and emails, and people talk to me, and they are a lot of young, you know, gays and lesbians that are struggling with coming out or just coming out, or thank you for showing us that it's okay to be who you are. So the responsibility, I feel, is actually huge, especially at the moment in light of everything that's going on with teen suicide and bullying and things like that. It's been even more so for me. You know, honestly, I think the only message is, as trite as it sounds, it does get better. It truly does. It really does get better, and I think it's about accepting yourself. When you accept yourself, you feel quite comfortable to tell everyone else to go to hell.
All right. Well, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sitting and talking with me. And like I said, I can't wait to check it out. And good luck with everything. And
Thank
congratulations.
you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.